Hi Andy XL, back with the last of my FIFA 2026 World Cup quarter-final previews, and the final quarter-final will be between Argentina and Switzerland. So let's have a look at this game. Now Argentina got caught twice on the counter by Egypt and looked like ending their defence of the World Cup in that game until they rallied with three late goals to keep the dream alive for their man Messi. Switzerland were without young star Johan Manzambi and only Ruben Vargas available from the bench, but even without those two attacking threats, executed a near perfect game plan to keep the Colombians at bay and then to win a penalty shootout to reach this stage. Now, Argentina started this competition in great form, but in reverse of when they won the World Cup 4 years ago, seem to be dropping from those levels as the tournament progresses. But as with Haaland for Norway, as long as they have the little maestro Messi, they have a chance of winning it again. But as I say, the last two performances have been suspect, needing extra time to overcome Cape Verde, and then that tremendous comeback to send the Egyptians home to Sphinx again. Sorry, couldn't resist that one. They have conceded 4 goals in the last two games and have shown they are vulnerable on the counter attack, which may well be the way Switzerland tried to beat them in this quarter final. And it has to be said that they got the rub of the green in terms of refereeing decisions in that Egypt game too. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, far from it. I don't not going along the Egyptian route on that one, but yeah, they definitely got the better of the decisions in that game. But they were far and away the best South American team in qualifying, so it's not surprising they are the last CONMEBOL team standing. And you do not become a bad team overnight. With the exception of Enzo Fernandez, who is beginning to find better form, they have still relied on the little maestro Messi to get them wins so far. Lautaro Martinez, Julian Alvarez, and Alexis McAllister have made little impact thus far, and Argentina need to see more from them if they are to retain the trophy. And as they say, those defensive frailties are the things Switzerland will look to exploit if they're going to pull off a shock here. Now, Switzerland have lost just once in their last 15 games, scoring 31 and conceding 11. They have won 8 and drawn 6 of those games, only conceding more than one goal in the sole defeat to Germany. Sorry, they've won 9 and drawn 6 of those games. So their game plan will be to rely on their defence to keep Argentina to one goal or less and catch them on the counter where possible to get their own goal or goals, which makes the availability of Manzambi and or Vargas critical for them in this game. They really need both of them to play, and preferably from the start, although both could make a huge impact as subs if Switzerland can keep Argentina at bay until they come on. Granit Xhaka and Freuler in midfield will have a huge role to play against the Argentinian midfield and provide that shield in front of the back four, which are often the areas Messi drops into to make the plays. The game is likely to be played in pretty warm conditions, which may suit the Argentinians better initially, but as the game goes on, it could be the Swiss subs that swing the game in their favour and at least bring more parity to the game. I really think Switzerland can restrict Argentina here and can see this finishing 1-1 or even 2-2 after 90 minutes. And I think that it could then go all the way to penalties, which make it pretty much of a toss of coin who wins. Although I have to say, Emi Martinez has a great track record in penalty shootouts. So maybe Argentina go through on penalties, but I'm not ruling out the possibility of a Swiss upset here. So that's it for the final of the quarterfinals. Let's see who makes the semis, and then I'll have a look at those two games. See you later.